Okay, this is Module 1, Section 2, and this video is going to be on Objective 9. Okay, Objective 9 is adding whole numbers. So Mr. Valetti, that's how I'm going to say it, asks 3 different students to find the sum of 23 plus 15. Their work is shown below, so obviously you can see they've done it 3 different ways. Compare and contrast each student's work. Okay, so go through there, look at all of them, and see if you can find similarities and differences between the ways that they've done that. And then come back and I'll explain what I see. Okay, so Lola, Jose, and Jojo. Lola did it using the number line, obviously, and she did not do just 2 arrows, so she did something different. Why? Don't know. Let's find out. So her first arrow is the 23. Okay, so that's this one. And then her second 2 arrows, I don't know what she did. Let's find out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not making that very easy to see. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the one after that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that's what I see. But they say it's 10 and 5. So I don't agree with their explanation, I guess, of what the number line is. If they wanted it to be 10 plus 5, it didn't quite work, did it? But if she wanted to do 10 plus 5, that would make it really easy to add. Okay? I'm going to change the number line really quickly so it looks like what they wanted it to be. Okay, now this is what they wanted it to be, and it was just barely off, wasn't it? Okay, so 10 is right here. We can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the 5 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Yeah, to me that makes more sense now. So let's go back to what they had. So 23 stays 23. And now they broke the 15 into a 10 and a 5. Add the 23 to the 10 to get the 33. And then 33 plus 5 is 38. Whew, there we go. Okay. And now Jose, down at the bottom, he got 38 as well. And he did it using base 10 blocks. Okay, so he has, here's 2 10s, so that's your 20, and 3 units, so 23. And then 1 rod is 10, 5 units is 5, so there's your 15. So the two rods, third rod, give you the 3 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units are right there for a total of 38 units. Okay. If you had the base 10 blocks, that would be easy to do. Drawing them out wasn't so fun, was it? Okay. Now Jojo, this is probably what most people would turn to the first time. This is called an algorithm, like you see at the bottom. And that's just adding it up by using place values. Okay, so place values, we line them up so that we have the 1's place and the 10's place. You add the 1's and you add the 10's. So that's basically what Jose was doing with the base 10 blocks, because it separates them into place values. Okay, now before we go on and do actual algorithms and such, I want to show you one concept that might help you understand the next concept, okay? So, how much money do we actually have? Would you tell somebody that you had $4 here and 12 dimes and 10 pennies. No, you'd want to convert it to something that makes it easy by converting up, if you will, right? So the 10 pennies that we have here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pennies would make a dime, right? So these would convert to one more dime. Pretend that's a dime. And now all of the dimes are going to convert to something else, possibly, right? How many dimes does it take to make $1? 10. So we're going to combine 10 of the dimes. So 3, can you see that that's 10 right there? 3 rows of 3 and then an extra one. And we're going to make an extra $1. And we have these 3 left. So we have $5 and 30 cents, right? So you combine these together and you get $5.30. But the idea is you convert up. You start with the pennies, start with these, and you work your way up to the dimes. Then you combine the dimes together where you can and convert up to ones. Okay, so let's do one more of those. Different graphics, so sorry to throw you off a little bit. Okay, so let's start with the pennies, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 pennies. Every time you have 10, it converts to a dime. So we're going to take this 1 over here and make another dime. How many dimes do we have now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this one we brought over was extra, and we're going to take the other 10 and make another 1. Okay, so we have another 1 over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the one we just did was 7. Really messy, and I'm sorry. So we have $7. We have 1 dime, and we have 4 pennies. So $7.14. Okay, starting small and converting up. Okay, on this one, we are going to use the base 10 model and the addition algorithm and see how these two things compare. You can use the money that we did in the last one, so it would be bills and dimes and pennies, or you can use the base 10 blocks. I'm going to show you a different way that I draw out the base 10 blocks, so it makes it so it's not quite so hard when you're drawing huge numbers like this. Okay, so here we go. 324, so I need 3 flats. And 20, so here's 2 rods. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can tell those are still rods and units, but I didn't draw them as large as we've drawn them in the past. So that now when I add these to it, I don't have to draw quite so much craziness, right? So I need to add 986, so I need 9 flats. I'm going to put it right underneath these others because I want to combine them together. So 9 of them. Trying to draw them at least a little bit better than last time, even though I'm going fast. And now 8 rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can put in any configuration you want to. And then 6 units. Okay, so what number does that really represent? Okay, so let's find out. We're going to start small and convert up, right? So we have 10 units. Those 10 units are going to make 1 rod. And then these are gone. Okay, now how many rods do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I'm going to take 10 of those. Wow, we're going to leave 1, right? And convert it to, whoops, 1 flat. So there's a flat. And now they're gone. So what do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 flats. And this 1 rod left. Or 1,310, right? All right, so now let's do it using the algorithm. So we're going to put the 324 on the top and 986 on the bottom. And you probably already know how to add this way, but I'm just going to explain how it works compared to the base 10 model. Okay? So we're going to start small and work up. So we're going to start with the ones. If I add 4 to 6, I get 10, right? So do I put a 10 down here? No, because it's going to convert to the next biggest size. Okay, so these are the ones, these are the tens, and these are the hundreds, right? So if I add 10 ones, you can see it has to move into the tens column. Okay, so when I add 10 ones, I get a 10. I can't just leave the ones blank. I need to have those filled in. So I'm going to put a 0 here. But I also don't want this 1 here. I want it to carry over into the rest of our problem. So this is how you've done it in the past. You do 4 plus 6 is 10. It converts to 1 rod. So we're going to put a 1 up here and the 0 down there. So 10. Now let's add the tens place. So we're basically adding rods now. So if you can compare what we did over in the base 10 model, our 8 is the blue here, right? And this one was blue. The 2 pink ones. And then this is the green one here. So we have 11, just like we had over there. We're going to do 1 plus 2 plus 8 is 11. So I have the 1 rod left, and everything else converted to hundreds, or to a flat. So here's my 9 blue ones, my 3 pink ones, and 1 green one. So I have 13, right? There you go. And that's why carrying works. Okay, now they have a whole bunch of problems here and some examples. There is a typo in one place. This answer should be under here, right? But you can still tell that it's the correct answer. Okay, I'm not going to take time to go over each one of those. I'm just going to do yours with you. But let's look at one thing. Look at D. When you line these up and down, you have to line them up by place value. We've talked about that before. Okay, so all of the ones places have to line up. So 4, 3, 0. Oh, and they put them out of order, didn't they? Threw me off. Okay, so 4, 3, 0, 2. Why did they put them in a different order? Looks like they have the longest one on the top and the smallest one on the bottom. And if that helps you, that's great. But you have to line them up in place value, which ends up that you line them up on the right-hand side. Okay? All right, let's do yours. Okay, so I'm going to line them up and down. And it doesn't matter which one you put on the top because of the commutative property. 72 plus 69 is the same thing as 69 plus 72. Okay, add them straight up and down. So we have 2 plus 9 is 11. So we have 1 10 and 1 1. And now 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 1 is 14. So if I had to write that in base 10 blocks, the 14 rods would convert to 1 flat and 4 rods. So 141. Next one. It's already lined up for you. So we're just going to add the 3 and the 8. It gives me 11. So 1 flat, 1 unit. I don't know if that's helping or not to convert it to the base 10 blocks, but you have 11. And now we're going to add in the tens column. 0 and 2 is 2, plus the one that we just carried is 3, right? So 3 goes here. Don't carry anything because it's just 3. Now 0 plus 3 is 3. Now the next one we have 9 plus 5 is 14. So we have to carry over into the next column. So 14, we have 1 that carries and the 4 that stay. Now we have 4 plus 0 is 4, plus the 1 we carried is 5. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. Put your comma back in the same place the other commas were. Just come straight down. So 354,331. Okay, this next one, I've got to line it up. Okay, so 1,348. Remember we talked about the fact that if you have thousands, the comma rather is not required. So here they have it, and here they don't. It doesn't matter. So if I don't need it, I'm not going to put it, because that makes your problem a little bit more complicated looking sometimes. Okay, so I have to line up in the ones place, which means the 8 is in the hundreds and the 3 is in the hundreds. So I'm going to put the 8 under the 3. Now when you write them, it's very important that you write them underneath each other, and if you do it fast, so like this, and I'm adding up, it's like, okay, what do I add? You know what I mean? Line them up so that it makes perfect sense to you. Take your time, make it organized. All right, so 8 plus 2 is 10. So we don't have any ones left, but we have a 10. And now I'm going to add the 9 with the 1, so that's 10. Plus 4 is 14. So we have 4 of these, carry the 1. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So 2 stays, the 1 carries. 1 plus 1 is 2. You're done. 2,240. All right, this last one. Okay, let me show you the difference between lining them up as you see them and with the longest one first. Okay, so if we do the 25,052 and then 32, 752 and 2,328, and you're adding these, sometimes it's hard to see what you add where again. So this column's easy, this column's easy, this column maybe. Now this 2, notice I didn't write it really well. Does it line up under the 5 or under this 2? Okay, so if you do the longest one first, you run less of a risk of mixing them up. Okay, it's totally up to you though. Oops. Oh, having technical difficulties here. Let's try this again. All right, so let's do the 25,000 first because it's the big number. And when I say big, I mean further across, right? Higher place values, whatever you want to think. Okay, the next biggest is the number with 4 digits, so we're going to put 2,328 next. And yeah, I'm crossing them out, so I make sure I get them all. And then 752. And then 32. And my writing got a little wonky there, sorry. And now adding them straight down, being really careful. So there's our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Okay. So do we have any tricks that we can use to add this column easily? 2 and 8 is 10. 2 and 2 is 4. 10 and 4 is 14. So, writing with my dot again. 14. Okay. Do we have any shortcuts here? We have a 5 and a 5. So there's 10. 2 and 3 make another 5. So there's 15. Plus 1 is 16. So carry another 1. 3 and 7 is 10. Add 1 is 11. Okay, doesn't really help here, so we'll go 2 plus 5 is 7. Add 1 is 8. And then the 2 here at the end comes down all by itself in the 10,000s place. Okay, sometimes it's nice to draw that line to know that you're getting them straight, but you have a tendency of crossing out some numbers and then you can't see what you did underneath it. Just make absolutely certain that you're lining them up properly. If you want to use graph paper, maybe, and put 1 digit in each square, that would help. But I think you can probably figure out how to get them to line up well. Okay, so there's directions for adding whole numbers. You write the numbers so the place values line up vertically. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so, and remember I'm going to put the longer number on the top just so that we get our place values set. And then 239, 950, and 467. Okay, so we have written them so they lined up vertically. We're going to add the digits in each place value, working from right to left, starting with the ones place. If a sum in the place value is larger than a 9, carry to the next place value. So we're going to start here and add that column. Okay, so I'm going to add the 7 and the 3 first because that's 10, and then 9 makes it 19. So carry. Now the next column, we're going to do the 5, and the 5 is 10. 6, 3, and 1 is 10. So we get 20 total. So 0, carry the 2. Okay, now in the next column, 9 and 9 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So these 3 numbers make 20. And then 4 and 2 make 6. So we have 26. Then 2 and 1 make 3. So we had $3,609. If you remember before, we had, I think, 3,700 was one of our estimates, so that's pretty close. Okay, this is the last of this objective, so we will see you in the next video for the next one.